using Adobe Illustrator for Mac, but Illustrator for PC works the same way. A few of the keys have a different name, but once you're in the software, it all works about the same. If you want to make your own stitching pantograph patterns, but you don't have Illustrator, I'll let you know where you can download a free version of vector software similar to Illustrator for you to be able to make these patterns yourself. Just briefly, I'm going to be using some of the tools for Adobe Illustrator along the left side. Mostly I'll be using the pen tool, and I will be changing up the stroke and the fill. This black area indicates the stroke, and the one in the background indicates the fill, and we're going to be drawing with a stroke and no fill. That makes it easier so the fill doesn't cover everything up when we draw. The first thing I want to do is go to File and Place, because I have a photograph that I downloaded from morgfile.com. It's a really nice place where you can take free photographs, and they allow you to do everything that you want to with those. I'm moving down, and I'm going to go with this one called Leaf 1. This is a very simple leaf that we're going to draw and turn it into a simple pantograph pattern. The thing you'll need to do is have the layers open, and I have the layers palette over here on the side. If yours is not available, go to Window and pull down Layers. The main thing we're going to do is leave the original photograph on a separate layer so you don't accidentally select it and move it while you're busy drawing. Over in the Layers palette, I'm moving down right by the trash can. I'm going to create a new layer, and right next to the eye I'm going to click so that I can lock that bottom layer and I won't be able to move it. I'm just going to move the magnifying glass over and enlarge this a bit so you can see it much better. I'm going to be working on layer 2. If you try to use the pen tool while you're on layer 1, you'll see you get a symbol of a pencil and the no symbol. All you need to do is click on layer 2 and you're going to be ready to draw. Now the thing about this pen tool is it can either create straight lines by simply clicking. You just click, 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 and it will give you straight lines. However, we don't want straight lines. What we want to do is make curved lines. The way you make curved lines is you push and drag. So I'm pushing in and I'm dragging down. I'm moving over and I'm pushing in and dragging up. Now you can see that because I did not take off the fill, how it works. It fills in, and it fills from the first point to the last point in a straight line. So the fills actually look a little funky. Go over here to the fill, make it active, click the no symbol. Now I have no fill and no stroke. I'll need to click on the stroke, and I'm going to select black to make that stroke black. And of course this one I just used for practice, so I'm going to hit the delete button and delete it. I'm going to start down here on the stem, and I'm just pushing and dragging. This is one of those tools that you have to practice with a while. You don't want to have too many points in here because it will be difficult to work with. Try to just push and drag and push and drag. Notice that I'm just going around this corner. You're going to be quilting this, so doesn't have to be exact. I'm moving down around the corner, and I'm going to push in on the Option on the Mac and an Alt on a PC. Push in and drag down a little bit more because I was a little close in there. Anytime you change directions, you want to push in on that Option, which I'm doing again, or the Alt. Push in, and I'm just going to go up a little ways to make that vein in the center, and push in on the Option and go back down for the vein. And notice as I'm dragging to the lower right, I'm pulling it out on the lower left. And now I'm just going to finish it off just with a little curl. We'll change this curl at the end later. Well, let's see how we did. Go over to the Layers panel and turn off the visibility, which is the eye. That looks pretty good. Now, if I was not happy with this, you can go over to the Direct Selection tool, the little hollow white arrow, and simply click on these handles and then you can move. See how this moves around? You can actually even move the handle itself if you're a little bit off. But we're going to be stitching this one. I think it will be just fine for our purposes.